Hey everyone, welcome back to another Shadow Answers devlog. Today in this devlog I'm going to be showing off all the pixel art I've been making for the last 100 days. I've been working really hard on these designs, and I've been putting a lot of effort into making them look unique. I've been making these designs in sort of an old school Pokemon-esque style, using a 56x56 canvas and restricting myself to only 4 colors, 2 of those being just black and white, and then 2 other colors. Anyways, let's just jump into it. As it stands, as recording this, I have 136 designs. Now obviously, a lot of them don't look that good, but I'm proud of them nonetheless. So here we have my first ever design. Now you might be saying, hey Fire, that's not 4 colors, that's 5. You have the blue for the shell, the blue for the skin, the highlights, the kind of middle tone, along with some darkening, and then black and white. That's way more than 5 colors. When I originally started this, I just drew whatever I felt like. I just wanted to get better at pixel art. I didn't want to go for a specific style yet. But I watched a lot of videos by Brandon James Greer, along with some other pixel artists, and I slowly learned over time. Unintentional inspiration for this design was actually Lapras from Pokemon, specifically like its earlier sprites. Really proud with how this one came out. I went for kind of this like segmented limbs because I was scared of drawing legs at the time, kind of ghostly form. And it's honestly the one I ever actually came up with a name for, but it's kind of just an okay name, so I don't know. But I think it's a not bad design looking back on it. I would love to give it more personality, but honestly, I was scared of drawing eyes at the time. I was scared of drawing mouths. I didn't want to do either really. I didn't want to draw legs, mouths, or eyes because I felt like I couldn't do them well. But now I know how to do all of those things. So it's really interesting to look back on and see where I can fix these things. Anyways, the third design I ever did, and you'll see me do this quite a bit actually, was I kept trying to draw a slime for some reason. I'm not sure why. And you also see here that I did break the color restriction again. Well, honestly, it's a really simple fix, but still. And also, something you'll see in my further designs is that I always have a black outline on the designs themselves. But yeah, with this one, I was just trying to go for that slime shape. Ended up giving it kind of like 2 mouths. It was kind of an interesting design. Then we have this one. I love this one. I was trying to go for like this cool mantis kind of look, and looking back on it, there are some regions where I definitely could improve it, but one thing I currently struggle with is getting enough space on the canvas, I guess. I draw my designs too small. With this one, it almost perfectly fits that 56x56 canvas that I use, and it's very well designed, honestly. I love the razor kind of hand, the normal looking hand. Honestly, the only thing I might fix was how like jagged the design is with this very thick outline. But yeah, I would love to revisit this one. Here we get to my 5th design. I don't remember why I drew this one. It's not a bad design. I think I was just trying to draw a teardrop, and it was, I don't know, I don't think I'd actually use this in my game. I may or may not. But I don't know, it's not bad. Once again, it fills that canvas space like I was saying earlier, but I don't know, it's not that intricate nor complex. Anyways, here we see my 6th design, and yeah, it's a really simple concept, but I'm really proud with how this one came out. I based it off Onyx a little, but I gave it my own unique twist in that it's multiple rocks stacked on top of each other, but it's a very simple face. I don't know, I really like this one. I remember I tried to give it arms as well and it didn't work out, but I just remember really liking this one just because of how the design was. And I really liked how I did the shading as well. Yeah, I also love how this kind of line swaps midway through the rocks to show that they have a different kind of rotation. I don't know, it's a very simple design, especially with the eyes. Anyways, here we come to my 7th design, and I really love how this one came out. I was basing it off of Gengar a little, hence the stockier proportions. But I wanted to go for kind of, I guess it reminds me of a frog every time I see it. But I really like this design because it was so simple. There is no 4th color. It's only black, blue, and white. That's it. But I love the little like water effects on it. I love the weird little flower I gave it in the center. Honestly, not adding a mouth or nose kind of gives it its own personality, as I was going for kind of a ghostly figure. Here we see my 8th design, which I was trying to go for kind of a monkey, hence the tail. I don't mind this one. I did get the colors right though. The fact that it's only 4 now, and it's black, white, and brown, and then a shade of brown, which I really like. It gives me kind of like a peanut vibe, kind of mixed with a monkey. I don't mind it. I feel like I would, in hindsight, maybe make the proportions bigger on the legs and the arms, because that right arm's a lot bigger than the left arm. But aside from that, I really like the expression I gave it. I think I finally like started to slightly learn how to do eyes here, though I really started to learn eyes on around day 40. I have this battle for like the first solid chunk of time where I try to draw legs like a 4-legged dog. similar like the evolutions. And it's really hard because the technique they use is they usually put a leg that's kind of like darkened, and they don't show you that, and that's usually their fourth leg, right? With this one, I do like the tail design. I think it's really nice, and I'm trying to base it off like a mace, as well as it also gives me like armadillo vibes, which I don't mind, in this kind of like face paint, I guess, the kind of center pattern, along with that shell. I don't mind this one. I would love to revisit it and kind of give it that new twist. Here again, we see that same design aspect. I feel like I've understood where I was going with my style in that kind of, you see here, I didn't really leave many thick outline in the design itself. It feels like a combination of both the previous design along with my first design in the color choice, and then the quadruped aspect to it. And here we come to, it's one of my best designs of that point in time. I really like how I drew this one, especially with the different looking eyes. It has a lot of personality to it, and I really like this one. This is also my first ever 3-stage evolution, this being the base form. Now looking back on it though, I really do like the body proportion, but the arms and legs I wouldn't mind thickening up and stuff like that. But these are all things I learned from hindsight. And here we go with another quadruped attempt. I was very adamant about getting it right. I couldn't figure it out for a while. I really like how I did the surrounding area to these mountains I think I was trying to go for. I think they are supposed to be mountains. But yeah, I really like the chill expression, the eyebrows good, mouth's good. Yeah, I like how I shaded this one. I think it looks really nice. And here we go to that evolution of design number 11. As you see here, the colors are slightly different, but I try to keep that similar aspect in the very chunky body and then the smaller legs and the arms, along with that kind of explosion at the top, trying to be like a volcano. I like that it's lunging forward. It gives it a certain personality. This one I was trying to go for like a sheep design. It didn't work out as well as I would have liked, but it's not bad per se. This is also my first designs with a nose, which is funny because I usually skip out on adding noses. They're usually just kind of implied, I guess, with my designs. Also, this is my first use of yellow, actually, and I think about it. I don't know, I feel like I could have done more with it, but it's still very early on in my learning curve. And here we see the biggest drawing I'd ever done up to that point. It filled the entire canvas, and it's the final evolution to that volcano I was talking about. So I basically drew it once every other day, and I still try to keep the core design aspects of the creatures of design 11 and 13 respectively, and try to really mold it into this big hulking dude. With this design, I like it. In hindsight, I wish I made it more volcano-y looking than just a guy, because I felt like that's where the line was going. But at the time, I really wanted to make this huge design, and I will say, I think I did a decent job at it actually. And I'm still kind of happy with how this one came out. I love that the volcano thing, it's so big. I like that it's so big. But yeah, I would love to give more room for the legs, more room for the arms, maybe give the arms a uniquer pose, but I don't mind it, along with way more room for the face. But it's a really solid design for so early on. At the time, I was super duper proud of it. Anyways, moving on. This is the pre-evolution I was going to do to that rock snake design I showed earlier. As you see here, he has less rocks, but they're more like pointy and jagged. I just love this line. I think it's so cute. But yeah, there you see the evolution to it. But yeah, I like how it's kind of, this somehow looks like the evolution form. This one. Oh, this one has a special place in my heart. So for this one, I still think it's one of my nicest looking designs ever. I never want to give it an evolution. I never want to touch it. It is one of my nicest looking designs. And I'm very proud of this one because it's so simple, but it actually looks like it could be in a game. And with a lot of my designs, they don't look as much like they could be, but with this guy, I could totally see him being in one of my games. And I just absolutely love how I nailed this one. And for a while, I don't feel like I could have captured that same star factor, I guess, like the look that this design has that others couldn't really capture as much. The outlines everywhere looks amazing. I think if I had to redesign it, I do mean had to redesign it. I love what I did with like the quirk at the top right here. Really like how that came out. I would give the arms and legs more features. Aside from that, maybe not make him have different looking eyes, but I really like how I did the eyes here. That's about it though. I really like alchemy. So I really love this design, honestly. It's one of my favorites. I feel like I could give him an evolution though. I would love to see a fully evolved form. Maybe like an alchemist or something. Here we go. So this is my like trend of giving my designs objects to hold to give them more space. Because I noticed I was slowly shrinking down my designs. I know, I tried to recolor this one a lot, hence why there were so many like copies of it, because I tried to go for multiple recolors. Like I tried messing around with the yellow, pink, it was a lot. But I nailed this kind of like purpley pinkish mix, and I don't mind it. He looks really angry, and I'll be honest, that's probably a good thing, because I think I nailed that expression. I will say I would love to add more detail to his legs, because I kind of forgot to. Like, it's mostly this part and here. That's it. But yeah, I like how his object looks. Maybe I'd add a white, like, highlight to it, but that's about it. This design, I was basing it a lot off of Diglett, and I could not, for the life of me, get the dirt to work. I just couldn't. I could not understand how they made it work. And now I kind of get it, but at the time, I struggled so hard with this design, and I should have just gone with my own style instead of trying to draw exactly what Diglett looks like in my mind. But it's not a bad design, it's just, I don't know, I wish I made the ground that it pops out of look nicer, instead of just making it brown, and that's it. And then here we come to the trend of me having really weird design tastes. I really like whited out eyes, I think they look sick, and creepy as all hell. I'm really, really proud of this one. I love how it came out, I think it looks terrifying, and I really like the face I gave it, kind of like a skull almost. But I really like how it's almost like a tree, I guess, with all its like, all of its like branches poking out. This one, yeah, I have a lot of creepy designs, I realized. It was unintentional, mind you. Very unintentional. I was gonna give it normal eyes, but like, nah. For every, like, Bulbasaur, I guess, you gotta have, like, a Gengar, right? And I like having these kind of creepier designs because you can always associate them with bad guys, or just Phenomenon, right? And first, to start it off, I tried to draw a bird, and I really like this one. I don't know why, I just do. The main problem, I guess, is I break the 4-color rule. I have to use white. That was one of the restrictions, is I can only use 2 colors and the black and white. But aside from that, I really like how I did the legs. They're very, very simple, but they work. They're very much bird-like legs. And I really like that he chose orange because it gives it that kind of out there look. Not a lot of birds are orange, right? But yeah, I really like this kind of beak I try to go with it. I really like the tail. I think it looks nice. Here we get what everyone thinks is a dog. Every single person I asked always thinks it's a dog, but I was trying to go for a jester bouncing on a ball. But yeah, I thought it was, once again, it doesn't use the 4 colors I usually use now, but this is obviously one of my earlier designs. I think it's 21, if I recall. But yeah, I don't mind this one. I would love to revisit it and try to get more of that jester look, because aside from like the little like ball on the top of the head, it doesn't really give me jester vibes anymore. I really like how I designed this ball. I think it looks really nice. But yeah, it's not a bad design. I'm very confused how people see a dog. Like, I don't see it, but maybe that's just me. Oh, yep, here we go. All right, this is also one of my favorites. I was trying to go for a sun-like design, but I don't want to draw anything that's like from our world, I guess. With this game, I didn't want it to be connected to like our world at all. I wanted it to be kind of like an offshoot, or just completely non-connected at all. So I'm just really proud with how this design came out, because it still gives that kind of like sun moon thing, but then you have all the tendrils that are connected to it, and I messed around with the amount of tendrils. As you see here, I tried to go for more, tried to go for less. I don't know, it was hard to find a balance, but I think I landed on something like 14. If anything, I actually used only 3 colors here, but I like the pink accent, and I like that the tendrils are all purple. I think it just looks nice. But yeah, usually for my creepy designs, I usually do purple, at least in my earlier days. Okay, with this one, I believe this one I was very short on time. I was trying to kind of base it off Breloom, which is like a mushroom that punches, but with this one, I'm not too proud of it. Its stance is, its body is weird. The only thing I kind of like is this little mushroom hat. Yeah, I'm not too proud of this one. I don't think it looks that nice. It's not horrible. I think the legs look not bad. Oh, okay. I believe I was watching a Brandon James Greer video. He's the main guy I watch for pixel art stuff. Really love how he does his things. But I believe this is one of his color palettes that he made. I was using it because he said it was okay to use. It was a very nice color palette. But around this phase, I was messing around with it a lot. I believe that's what happens for the next, like, few or so designs. But I really do like how this poisonous worm kind of came out. I like this, it has these little, what I always thought were, like, kind of dams, I guess, of poison. Very small. I like the poisonous tail. I like how bright it is. It's very nice. Yeah. Once again, I didn't use white, so maybe I would replace the, maybe, like, this color with white or something. But, I don't know, this one's pretty hard to do with white, because the bright pink is needed. So I'm not sure. This one would be hard to recolor, but it's a really solid design, actually. I don't mind it. Here we see, again, I was messing around with that color palette. I believe this was like green apple or something like that. So at the time, I believe I was playing through Pokemon Black and White, and I really like Solosis, which is basically just a cell-based Pokemon. And I was basing it kind of heavily off of that, but I don't know, this one's, it's not bad, it just, I still hadn't figured out eyes at the time, same with mouths. But it's a very simple design, I will say. It works in its simplicity. I do like the kind of like green outline that has past the black outline, and then the kind of nice lime green center. Here we go. I was trying to make a bigger design. I was trying to go for like ice skateboarder dude. Very interesting design. Once again, I probably would have to recolor this. I like how I did the skateboard, actually. It's very, very simple, but it reads to me as a skateboard still. And I like that I made one of his feet off the ground, because it looks like he's pedaling. His arms are a little weird, and the face definitely needs to like recolor it and all that, but I like the skateboard. I think the skateboard and the legs are cool. This was my first attempt at like a steel or metal kind of design. I believe the palette was actually called Steel that I borrowed it from. But I do like the highlights I gave all the things of metal right at the very end. I don't mind his eyes. I wish I gave him more detailed eyes instead of just one to the side, because it makes it look kind of flat. But yeah, I think with the blue, I would love to do something else with it. I feel like I like the silver parts, but the blue kind of doesn't work as well with the design. I believe I was just messing around with some design. I was trying for like a pebble, but I don't know, this one didn't work as well. It was a very simple, fast design. I don't know, it was just okay. Here we go again. I think I was messing around with a very similar looking palette. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I think I was trying to make a boomerang. It's a design that's there. The colors are very nice though. This one, I don't mind actually. I think it's a really, it's similar to the Pebble one I showed like 2 designs ago, but I like this one. I really like this one because it gives me very much a fiery vibe, and I really like this one. Yeah, this is my Cloud evolution line. I believe it is 3 stages. I like this one the most, if I recall correctly. But yeah, here we see I am actually restricting myself to 4 colors. No, it's 3 in this one. The gray, the white, and the black in this case. But yeah, I really like how I did the smug smile along with the outline. I think it looks nice. Yeah, this one's not bad. But I will say, as it evolves, I feel like it gets more blown out of proportion, as we see here. This one's still not bad, but I would love to round out the edges instead of making it very square-like at the bottom. With the first design, it looks very natural. With this one, it feels very forced, and I don't know, I feel like clouds shouldn't be blocky, you know? But it's not a bad design. I was trying to go from like a regular cloud that doesn't emit anything to kind of a rain cloud to a thunder cloud. Here we see the pre-evolution to the ghost frog I did earlier, as you see here. I was trying to go for like a mini version of him. I love this cute little guy. I think he's awesome. Which is funny because like when I usually play through Pokemon, I don't get too attached to the early phase or like early stages. But I love how I designed him. He's so cute. It's the best way I can put it. He's so cute. It's small. I love how I designed this one. I'm very, very proud of it because I took a lot of design cues from the big frog, but I minimized them as much as I could. Like the little rain symbols are like shortened down, right? The flower symbol smaller, all that stuff. I just love how this design came out. I'm very proud of this one. Here we also see the thundercloud design. That is the final one for the evolution line. I will say I don't mind the design. I think it looks nice, but I would still love to round out the edges. I used way too many colors, but yeah, it's not a bad design. I like how I did the up top part. I think that looks really nice. Here I tried to make kind of this dinosaur. I don't know what this design. I like it, and it's very weird at the same time, and I definitely have to recolor it to make sure it fits in the themes. But it's not much to say on it though, because like I'm not sure where his other 2 legs went. Maybe they're in like a jumping position. This one has a lot of personality. I really like how I did this left eye. I think it looks nice. I like this design though. I think it's a very good design while still being very simple. This one I was trying to draw like a pterodactyl, I think. I just made him a small little guy. I like how I did the wings. I think I should have made it bigger in hindsight, and I definitely should have given him like a nose and a face, and the eyes are a little too small, but aside from that, I like the body. I don't know what I was doing with this designs. I think I was trying to draw like a ninja. I'm not too sure. Oh yes, I remember what I learned from this one. I looked at, I believe it was Gengar's sprite, and I realized he put an arm over the center half of his body. So I tried to implement that with this design, and I really like how it came out actually for that specific aspect. Here's design 40. I messed around with eyes, and I was looking at, I believe, Ekans, and I thought it was very interesting that it kind of gives these weird eyes to Ekans, and I really liked it actually. Ekans is basically just a snake. That's literally it. But yeah. Day 41 is a very, very special day to me because I believe I was looking at Ampharos and also the entire Marie line, which is basically just like a sheep. But I noticed something with the eyes, and it was a very important insight, in which the design is literally just 4 pixels, as you'll see here. It's literally just 4 pixels, and then white. That's literally it. That was all it was. That was the whole eye. And then I noticed with its evolution that it was this. And it was a really simple, nice looking eye. So when I found that out, I decided to try it out in design, and I got this little alien ghost guy, and I love him. I think he looks amazing. I love how cute he is. I'm not usually a fan of like cutesy things, but I do love how I designed him. I love the colors. I'm very proud of this one. This was my first like big breakthrough. Here we see my attempt at, I was trying for like, it wasn't intentionally like a Pikachu clone, but I really like this one as well. I think it's one of my nicest designs, along with that one previously, that Day 41. With this one, I was trying to go with kind of the hands being over the body instead of sticking out. And I really like how I did them here because they're looking like little nubs, and I love that. But yeah, I really like also this electricity above the head. Sometimes people think it's a halo. No, it's supposed to be electricity. I might change it, but I really like how this one came out because I still did that 4-color thing while still making a very unique and distinct design. Especially with that the little thing at the top of its head, it gives it a very unique silhouette. I'm very proud of this one. This felt like my first big breakthrough along with Day 41. With this design, I had a very big dilemma because I did do those eyes I mentioned earlier, but with this one, I was very stuck on if I gave it like arms in the center or if I just let it be this hulking big brute. I leaned more into the hulking big brute part. I don't know, I felt very weird with this one because I wasn't sure how many arms I should give it. But yeah, I don't think it came out bad. It was actually a pretty solid design. And then you see here the other version of it. Yeah, those were the 2 versions I was trying to go for. One's a little more creepy, one's a bit more of a brute, but I don't mind either. This one's a very special design. It's very terrifying and very out there, but it's a very simple design as well. I literally just stuck to gray, black, and white. That's it. That's all I did. And I love that it kind of gave it this zipper effect through the middle. I very much like how it came out. It was a very weird design, but I like it. I really like this one because it gives me kind of this forbidden relic or artifact, I guess, that you cannot touch or you'll be sent to like 7 different Shadow Realms. I really like how this one came out though because it's very ominous, but I really like how it looks. This day, I don't know. I think I was just trying to go for magically possessed rock. I think that was literally it. It's not a bad design, but I definitely didn't spend a lot of time on this one due to the amount of shading and stuff like that. But it isn't a bad design. I do like the kind of outline that I did over the black outline itself. This design, I like this design. A couple things I like about it are its use of colors. I like the bright cyan, I like the kind of darker blue, but I really like how much it leans into that ice look. It's mean looking, right? The eyes specifically, I think after I got to around Day 41, I think I figured out eyes. Especially with this one, I very much figured out eyes. I really like how this one came out. I think it's a very nice silhouette. It's a very unique pose. This one, I actually found it really interesting. I was trying to combine both this and this together for the following day, but I decided to make them separate because I don't feel like they meshed well. But I really like how this one came out too because it's a very simple design. I think it was literally just 4 circles and then just a thing in the center. That was it, but it's really simple looking, but I like how it looks. Oh, Day 48. Day 48 was a great day. I really, really like this design. It's terrifying and also really cool because it's kind of this intimidating snake. I love how I did the tongue here. The tongue took me like a solid like 10 minutes to just like do by itself. I messed around with it so much just to get it right. I'm very happy with this design. I love how I gave it blue eyes as well. I could have just made it have a black eye, but I would rather have the blue. But I really like how I did the coloring as well. I think it looks absolutely splendid. I love this design. And then Day 49, I made a pre-evolution to it. And I also really love how this one came out because I was trying to go for all the aspects of the original design while still keeping the identity of this one all its own. So with this one, actually, I have a very unique story with Day 50. I was drawing my first ever human, or I guess trainer. I remember the first one I did, I thought, this could work for kind of like shadow creature. And then I turned it into a design, and I really like this one because it looks so weird. It's all black, It's very much in the shadows. I love that I gave it this kind of like crest in the center. I also love how that weird shoulder, so it doesn't look that human. I love this one. I really do. I don't know why. I really like this one. And I'm really proud with how this one came out because it's such a weird design. It's very different from all my other designs. And I love how angular it is. This is day 52. I was trying to draw a tree. That's basically it. I don't mind how it came out. I think I could have made it look more polished. But you see here again, this is the day 42 eyes I used. This is day 53. So the story with this one is I revisited it, I believe, a while back. This was the original design for day 53. But I revisited it recently so it actually did more look like the evolution, like the full evolution line of that frog line. But yeah, I revisited this one. This is like my more recent pixel art look, and I'm very, very proud of this. It very much has middle stage vibes, but at the same time it has its own personality. I'm very proud of this one. Despite having no mouth, it's very expression based. This one, I was trying to go for a metal based design. I don't mind how this one came out actually. This is like the first design where you can really see me starting to highlight things with using white. I don't know why, I really like how small it is. This one's similar thing to the last design. I was trying to go for more of a molten look though. I don't mind how this one came out actually. It's pretty decent. It's a little weird that like the red kind of, like the pinkish red kind of seeps into the rest of the design, but I don't mind it. I don't know, it's a very interesting design. With day 57, it was, I don't know, I think I just drew like an outline in black and just colored it in, which is a technique I sometimes use, because when I first started, I drew just the outline for it. But in this case, I just basically drew with like a big pencil, like this, for example. I just did this, and then I would color that in. That was it. That was my whole idea. I don't know what it is, I guess, but I like how big the head is. This one was really simple, but I like it. I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a cheat here. I think I literally just did like a 4x4 circle. And, oh no, sorry, was it 8? Yeah, that seems right. I basically did an 8x8 circle 3 times, gave it a nice looking design. I'm really proud of this one actually. I know it's really simple, but I just like this one. And then I gave it a pre-evolution as well. That is literally, I'm dead serious, just an 8x8 circle. And then I just gave it a cute design. Yeah, very simple, but I like this one. This one. I was trying to draw weaponry, like swords and stuff, because I wanted to base this more in a medieval style. So I think this one was like a halberd. As you see here, more of the edge highlights I was talking about, like the white on the edges. I'm very happy with this one as well, because I like how it looks. It's very menacing looking. And then this one I was trying to draw a more miniature version, and I really like how both came out actually. I like the eye more on the second one though. Yeah, that's day 60 and day 61 respectively. I really like both. I was trying to draw a volcano, and yeah, he was kind of derpy. Don't know if I really like it, but I don't know. I don't mind the like kind of goo I was trying to go for there. It wasn't bad. I don't know. I feel like I could have added more to the design. This design was, I feel like I should have implemented on more in hindsight. Looks really creepy. That was kind of the vibe, I guess. Probably should add more color to it, honestly. And this design I'm very happy with. I really like this one. I think it looks very nice shading wise. I think it looks nice eye, nose. I actually added a nose for once. That was rare. But yeah, I like how this design came out. I think it's a very solid design. I tried to make it evolve, and it just wasn't working. Like, this was the second stage, but I remember I tried to do a third stage, and it didn't work. But yeah, the second stage worked out pretty nicely, very similar to the first. So with this design, I was kind of messing around with making a sort of larger canvas for a personal project using pixel art, and I stumbled across this design, and I'll be honest, it was way too dang cool to pass up using it. So I decided to utilize it, and I put it in this format, and it actually came out really nice. I really like the segmented arms. I like the red. I like the black. It looks really nice. Yeah, I'm very proud of this design. Look, it looks really cool. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I really like it. It's very nice looking. I think it's supposed to be a banana. I'm not actually sure what it's supposed to be, but I know I like it because it actually looks really nice. Okay, with this day, I was trying to draw a buff dude because I was trying to go for like kind of a champ, I guess, kind of look, who's basically just a buff dude with 4 arms. But yeah, I was trying to draw a little biceps here. That's why there's a little increase in the pixel amount. But yeah, this one isn't bad. I don't like how he's looking at me, but that's about it. Okay, every single person I've talked or shown this one to thinks it looks like a TIE fighter. I was trying to go for like a kind of satellite look, but yeah, apparently people think it's a TIE fighter. So that's kind of cool. I really do like the color choice with this design though. I think it looks really nice. Yeah, this one I like, surprisingly. I think it looks really nice with that kind of steel-ish look. It reminds me of a fan-made Mega Man Robot Master called Nail Man. I never even played Mega Man Unlimited, but I remember him for some reason. And I remember, I don't know, I thought of this design and I thought of Nail Man for some reason. I really like this design. I think it looks really good. I like the kind of visor, the slotted visor look. It looks really nice. I love how kind of cutesy it is because it has little nubs for legs, right? Instead of this like huge imposing mass, right? This is day 72. I was trying to go really all out with color, and originally I'd messed around with a lot of colors for this design. Originally this was my base design. I just threw on like a couple of bricks, called it a day. I tried recoloring said bricks as much as I possibly could, until I eventually landed on this design, which I absolutely love. It looks so nice and so distinct. So, I don't know where this design came from. It might have been because I was playing Mega Man Battle Network and I just fought Number Man, and the head reminds me of it. This specific design has so much personality to it, and I love that it does, because he's so flashy. It's very tilted. I like this one. Sorry. Maybe how this looks makes me laugh for some reason. I just like how it looks. So it's day 74, very contrasting to day 73. I made this guy look absolutely pissed. And I really, one of my favorite things about this design is I love how I made his feet look. And also I love this little core piece, I guess, where it looks like there's a rip in him. I just really like how this one looks. It looks very anti-hero. This design, I don't know what I was trying to do. All I know is it looks kind of like an alien. I like the insignia in the center, but that's about it. It's a not bad design. The color choice is also pretty decent. I don't know what this was. I think I was trying to go for like a submarine or something. I don't know. This one's, I like how the eye looks. The shading's pretty decent. I like this kind of black dithering throughout the bottom half. Yeah, it's not a bad design. I love how this one came out. I really like my small designs. I don't know why. But yeah, I like how he's kind of grassy looking, and he's very much, he gives me like a cactus kind of look. I also love the little spiky hair at the top. This one kind of similar to that, I believe it was day 75, where it kind of had that like alien design. Yeah, I don't know. I like the insignia, but that's about it. I also like the droopy arms. I really like both day 79 and day 80, because I drew them in the same day actually, but I made them very different from each other. So with this was the base design. And then day 80, I just colored it in with black. I'm dead serious. All I did was the fill tool. That was it. In hindsight, maybe I should redesign it, but it looks way more creepy. This one looks more, I don't know. It looks very distinct. This one just looks terrifying, but they both serve their purpose. So I'm not sure. All right. So this is where I get to more of a consistent style. And I might as well get this one out of the way first. This was something I just labeled as like attempt, I believe, number 3. This was me messing around with that Brandon James Greer color palette I mentioned earlier. But I don't know why, I just can't stop looking at this design. I like how it looks, but it also looks really bad at the same time. It's a very interesting mix. But yeah, I just wanted to mention, because I had a lot of designs that I didn't really think looked nice enough to be like considered in this pack. But I still like this one, so I might try and redo it, I guess. But yeah, here's the first design. This is day 80. I was trying to go for more of an alien design that still looked kind of cutesy. And I really like how I made him like tilted, I guess, or slanted in the design. I really like how I did the arms. I think it just looks really nice. Okay, so here's also one of my first, like, what I'm very proud of evolution line. I was trying to go for like a sandy golem dude, but I remember I just made a small little guy. Then I grew him up a little, gave him some cool rocks, and then I made the big boy. There's 2 versions of this big guy. I like the one that the kind of pyramid design is above his head though, because I think with the hat it just looks really bad. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of this design, because it goes from just a small, unsuspecting little guy to kind of, okay, that's kind of cool, to just, like, he's a really big design. I'm always proud of, like, how my designs look when they're really big like this, but I just like how this one came out. I'm very happy with this one. I believe this was me trying to revisit one of those designs from earlier that I said I could never evolve. I always found this one really hard to do. This one was me trying to make, like, this kind of combat looking guy, and I really like how I made him, actually, because he looks kind of both imposing and very formidable at the same time. I don't know, I like how I did the arms, I guess. I like how it's kind of one over the other. Okay, this one, I love this design, but I very much cheated. Well, not more cheated, if anything else. I made a very simple design. So, I started by just making a 32 by 32 circle, which I've noticed circles are usually some of my best designs. As you see here, it perfectly overlaps. I then messed around with a lot of different colors, from like kind of this like more teal look to orange. I was trying to go for like a very sun-like look. I started with orange, but I eventually landed on this kind of ice and fire look, and I really like how it came out. And I just gave it these little things emitting off of it, kind of as a counter to that purple one from earlier. And I really like this one because I could totally see them clashing. And here's its pre-evolution. Now you might be thinking, these are two separate entities, and you're correct. That's the middle stage. That's when they mix, and then they turn into this hulking dude. I will say I'm really proud of this evolution line because they're so different from each other, while still staying in that 4-color palette. As you see here, these are the only 4 colors. It's only like the light blue, the red, black, and white. That's it. I also really like how I did the mouth here. I believe that I based it off of Electrode. But yeah, this is the starting face, which I'm also really proud of because I made them look very distinctive, with the red looking more angry while the blue's more cool looking. And then I mixed them together to kind of get this middle face, which not as cool looking, but then you get the big guy, and that's really dang cool. Anyways, here we also see a pre-evolution to that one with all the sun tendrils that I made earlier. I don't know why. When I was making it, I really imagined that those two lines would clash. I found that really interesting. Anyways, with this design, I base it off of Vileplume Weird, except I really tried to make it my own, hence the unique color palette. I really like how this one came out because it kind of gives me this snow, I don't know, just creature kind of look. I really like how this one came out. I really like the patterning in the center. I like the coloring, the shading, all that stuff. And the nice part is I think it still actually lands in that 4-color palette because I'm using white as the center. I can then actually splurge on 2 different colors along with black. Here's kind of this like aggressive, I don't know what I was trying to do here, but I do really like how it came out. Anyway, starting up again with this design. I was trying to go for this kind of electric, I don't know, tiger maybe? I'm not sure what he is, but I really like him. I try to give him that aggressive look, kind of almost like tasers, I guess, on either side. I don't know, this one's really interesting. He's very angry. Here we go. I love this one. I think it's really nice looking. I was trying to go for this kind of like a haunted rock almost. I really like how this one came out, despite how simple it is. But yeah, I really like the blue outline over the black outline, the usual stuff. Yeah, I like this one came out. Maybe I will say, in hindsight, looking back on it, I might want to make the blue a little lighter, but that's about it. I like this one. I forgot how cute this one was. I believe I based this one off of Weedle, but I really tried to make it my own. I was trying to go for more of a bug look, but yeah, I was trying to go for like little nubs for the hands and feet. And I really like how I did the tail, kind of like an electric looking bulb almost. Very much love the eyes. I think it just looks nice. Very unassuming. This one, I don't know what I was trying to do. I think I was basing them off of Sudowoodo. I don't know, I would love to revisit this one and try and give it its own flair because, I don't know, this one's kind of okay. I really like this design. I don't know how I came across it. I think I just made like a couple circles and that was it. And then I just made the design from there. I really like how creepy this one looks. So yeah, just a little small ghost. Okay, this one I love. I love its simplicity. All I literally did was make a couple circles and then just filled in with either black or white. But I love how simple it is, but it works so well because it's my only design I think to have only purely black and white, but it looks so dang cool. I just love how this one looks. I'm very proud of it. I like the fact that I made the black and the white and the white and the black. It was very solid. With this one, I don't know what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to go for like a backwards kind of back look, but I couldn't nail the angle and it just came out looking really weird. Not really proud of this one. It just, I don't know what the heck it is and what I was trying to get a read on it on, but it's not a bad design. I really like how cutesy this one is. It's kind of like an egg, I guess, or like a little snowball or something. Yeah, I like the arms being there. I like the little small highlight. I like this one. It's very cutesy. This one I also really like because I was trying to go for like a diamond shape, and not a lot of my designs have that shape, and I'm very happy with how it came out because I think it looks really nice. I also really like how I did the eyes because they were very much, it was hard to do it on that kind of angle like the design was, because if I made them look straight on, it wouldn't really work with the design. This design came from that poster idea I mentioned earlier with that kind of black and red design. I really love how this one came out. I love the kind of weird glasses eyes. I love how this design looks. It looks so unique and distinct. And it just came from like a doodle, basically. That was it. Same poster, actually. It reminds me of the Mantis design, actually, looking back on it. But I went for more of a lizard with it. I'm very happy with how it came out as well. It looks very imposing. With this design, I was trying to mess around with the opacity of the design itself while trying to get a different kind of look. I was trying to make a bow and arrow. Man, it's harder than I thought. Weirdly enough, it sounds like a really simple objective, but just, I don't know, I don't like how this one looked. Especially with like something like an axe, pretty decently easy to like incorporate a creature into, but with the bow it's hard. I don't know where to put the eyes and stuff like that. So I love every single member of this line. I drew this little guy first. I was trying to base him off Solosis, like I said earlier, but I very much tried to make him my own, and I'm very happy with how it came out. So with this design, the line starts with this little cell creature, and then evolves into this guy and he gains some arms. Very simple, right? And then he turns into one of my proudest creatures I think I've ever made in this nice orb-based, I don't know what's on the inside. I'm guessing either gel, poison, or something else of that sort. But he gains little legs, he gains arms. What I love about this design actually is that he goes from kind of sad or like kind of unassuming to very happy. And I love every single part of this design. I love the little bubbles on the inside. I love the simplicity with the arms. I'm very happy with how it came out. Here we have one of my best quadruped designs ever. I'm very happy with how this came out, despite how small it is, because I finally think I understand how legs work. Took 100 and some odd days, but I finally figured out how legs work. In this technique, I left some pixels on the black outline and kind of made sure that it looked like they were from behind, and then the ones that were more close, I left them without an outline. It was a very simple trick, but it worked, and it's actually how I figured it out. I also love the, I just love how this guy looks. This design was really weird, but I really like it because it's very out there. Every other, I guess, pixel is something else, and it looks really weird but interesting. This one, I don't know what I was doing with this one. I just like how it came out because I was trying to go for like a heart-based creature. I very much like this one because it's very distinct from all the other ones because no one else has that kind of heart motif. This design, I don't know what I was trying to go for. I was trying to go for like this kind of mix of blue and yellow. I don't mind this one. I think I should have gone for more colors that mix, but that's about it. I like the arms though. The arms are very nice looking. With this set, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just messing around with the shape. I think this one's my best one easily. Yeah, or this one, I'm not sure. I don't know what I was trying to make with this though. But they're very different from each other, I will say. So I love this one. I'm very, very proud of this slime design. I was looking at slime designs on the internet because I really wanted to try my hand making a slime. Except I wanted to make him angry. I didn't want him to be expressionless. I wanted him to be pissed. So I made him pissed. I made him so upset, and I love it. I love how this design came out. The colors are nice, the shape is right, and I even made him have an evolved form. It looks a little bit something like this. This one's also very pissed. But I don't know, I like how it came out. It looks very much like a 1 to 2 stage thing, and I could actually use this in my game. I'm very proud of it. With this design, I don't know what it was, but I found it really interesting because I copy and pasted a lot of it and then just made slight alterations for the whole body, and it came out very creepy looking, but it worked. It's a weird looking design, but I like it. Same thing with this design. I just made a couple circles and then tried to give it little facial expressions. I don't know, this one's, it's not a bad design, it's cutesy, but I don't know if I would like to revisit it, I guess. I weirdly like how this design looks, despite it not being that readable. I know it sounds weird, but I was trying to do a black and red design. I don't know what I could fix about this one. I do love how the tail looks. I think the tail looks lovely, but I would love to try and fix up the body, because I think the red and white don't look nice together. So with this line, I actually believe I drew the final evolution first. And the funny thing is, this just came from a little doodle I was doing with a pixel brush, where I just did like kind of this slope. That was it. That was the whole design. And I made it spread from there. And I really love this one. I love this design. If anything, I think the final evolution actually looks the worst and I want to revisit it the most because I found that game with the other designs faster. What I would imagine was this is a creature that controls some kind of dreams maybe. Not too heavily so it's not utterly broken in universe, but I just really like how this one came out. I really like the eyes, I really like the mouth, the whole tail thing, I love it. I love how it looks. This is one of its pre-evolutions, I believe the first stage. I'm very happy with how it came out as well. And this is the middle stage. I believe I refined the look the most on the middle stage, so I'd love to go back to the final stage and adjust it, because I feel like I just made slightly bigger versions, but it works because of the cloudy effect. Not sure what I was trying to make here. I think I was trying to go for like a kind of punchy based boxer. I don't know. It's not a bad design, but I would like to revisit this one. Okay, so funny story with this one. How I started this design was I was thinking about like kind of like heartbeat monitors, and they have the green line where they go up and down, right? And I was thinking about garden snakes at the same time. And I say garden snakes on purpose, even though they're called garter snakes, because I looked at a garter snake, and a lot of people, from what I recall, call them garden snakes. So this kind of weird mishmash of that hospital thing, along with the garter snake garden snake, I decided to make this kind of weird grassy snake creature that has this very spiky design, I guess, or very like angular in nature. I really like how it came out, actually. Especially I really like this like tail leaf. I'm very proud with this one. I don't know why. It's just such a weird design, and I actually have a story with it. I like it. With this design, I love how I did the eyes. But the body, I don't know what I was doing with it, I'll be honest. I think I was trying to go for like kind of a poisony, icy look. And I don't know, those kind of elements don't mix as well as I'd like. So I don't know, it's kind of, I like the eyes though. I think they look nice along with the nose. Oh, this line. This line's a special one to me. Okay, so with this line, I drew the middle stage first. Then I went back and did the previous evolution and then the final evolution. And for a while, I had been trying to get this kind of like golem design. And I absolutely love how this line came out. So it first starts with this kind of small rock boy, very small, very still golem-like though. He has his shoulder pads, he has his main body, he has his legs, his arms, and they're all disconnected from each other. Then he gets a little stronger, gets more stuff on him, and his body armor becomes more apparent, right? Still disconnected though. And then you get to the final form, which is still disconnected, obviously, but everything is bigger, better, and there are more pieces. The more pieces this evolution line gets, the stronger it gets, the bigger it gets. And I absolutely love how I did this line. I think it looks so nice. I love the little like chips in the armor almost. You can see here with that kind of like cutting in and out of the main piece. But I just love how this line looks because you get a very simple start that people might grow attached to, simple evolution to a big boy. And once again, I filled out the entire canvas of that 56 by 56. Very happy with how this line came out. I drew a little small ghost guy. Very happy with that. I drew this little like bush. I don't know. This one was not bad. I like the little green lines I threw in, and the eye's not bad. But aside from that, it's a very simple design. I love this design. This is day 128. And when I first started this design, I just wanted to draw a 4-armed creature, similar to Machamp or Goro from Mortal Kombat. As you see in this rough sketch, I tried to kind of give him 2 arms. But then I realized, wait, this could just be 2 different creatures. And that's exactly what I did. I made it so that it looks like the creature on top is just a friend getting a piggyback ride. And then the guy on the bottom, who looks way less infused, he's the other set of arms. I based it off of actually 2 kids in a trench coat. But yeah, I really like this design. I'm very proud of how it came out. I love how easygoing the guy on the top is, while the guy on the bottom just looks pissed. He looks super upset. I'm very proud of this one. I just tried to draw a knife. That was literally day 129. I just tried to draw a weapon. I didn't even care what it was. I landed on like a dagger knifey kind of guy. I don't know. This one's not bad. It reminds me of the axe from earlier though. So this one, when I originally made it, I did not make the connection that it would be a continuation of that little small garden guy with the spiky hair from earlier. But then I kind of realized, I should do that. And I did. I gave him these cutesy eyes. I gave him kind of this funny stance. I like how this one came out. I really like this one. And I don't know why as much, because it's a very simple design, but there's 2 versions I have with it. And I basically just made it a crap ton of cells that are all like binded together, and they all have different eyes and different looks, and I try to give them all different personalities. For example, these 2 are looking at each other. This one doesn't know what's happening. This one's just having a great old time. A lot of different vibes. And I messed around with 2 different styles. One with 2 pixels for each eyes, except for him. And then one with more pixels for each eyes. As you see here, even more personality. As you see, anger, ditzy, stuff like that, right? You get a lot of different vibes, and I really like it. I'm very happy with how this came out. Despite it being super simple, it's literally just a wall of circles. That's it. This guy, I didn't have much time to do the face. I will say, I really like how the orbs came out surrounding it, but I didn't know what to do for the eyes on this one. But I do like everything else in the design. With this one, I was trying to go for like this kind of snowball launcher. I originally tried to make another slime, but I tried to make it different, and I really like this like paddle almost that launches the snowballs, as you see here. Yeah, it's a very like mean looking snowball launcher. And then here's this little pre-evolution, which looks more like a ghost. But yeah, I was trying to do like a snow launcher. It looked, I don't know, I liked how it looked, but then here it kind of turned into this kind of like ghost design. And I really like that too, actually. So I might redesign either this one or this one to make sure it looks more coherent, but I do like both. And I was trying to make a mini snow launcher and a mini paddle with it as well. Kind of funny story with this one. I just finished Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. So maybe beans were on my mind or something, but I just sketched this one up really quick. And I don't know. I like the shading. I like the weird expression. I love how it's kind of tilted as well. It looks nice. And this was today. Don't worry, I'm okay. I just thought I'd design kind of a weird alien design, because I originally had clumped it as a kind of like silhouette for a person, and then I slowly bulked it up and then gave it this kind of gray look, gave it these weird looking ribs. I gave it these kind of alien eyes that I couldn't really land a face on, and then I gave it more of a distinctive look. Yeah, I really like how it looks. I might change up the eyes so it looks less terrifying, as you see in some of the earlier designs and sketches, like here. But I didn't want it to look as alien, more like, I guess, possessed would work better. But yeah, that's all of the pixel art I made over the time being. My favorite design probably is still maybe that like alchemy one I made really early on, or some of my other later ones. That's about it for this devlog. I've been Fire. See ya.